Welcome to Mike and Dom in the Morning. I'm your host, Michael Ryan. Today we will be discussing the 2010 NFL Draft along with much more sports-related topics. But now, a message from our sponsors.
Hey, Vince Salami here for the Slap Chop. Guys, I got a great product to introduce to you. It's the Slap Chop. You ever spend too much time in the kitchen chopping all your vegetables and everything like that? Don't spend so much time on prep anymore. You got the Slap Chop. Nuts. Oh my god, you're gonna love my nuts. Veggies, apples, tomatoes, salads. Oh my god, you're gonna love the Slap Chop. Slap away your troubles with the Slap Chop. Call quick. 1-800-555-7294.
And we're back with Mike and Dom in the Morning. Today, our first order of business to take care of is the 2010 NFL Draft. In the first round, the Broncos selected Tim Tebow. I think it's by far the most controversial pick. What's your take on it, Mike?
You know what? I have to say I like the pick. It's a little risky, but the guy's a proven winner in college. One of the best athletes we've ever seen, shows a lot of heart, and he'll lead his teammates to the next level. And also, if nothing else, it'll definitely help ticket sales.
That's very true, Mike. Let's see what Dom has to say.
Well, Satch, I'm going to have to completely disagree. A lot of quarterbacks can win at the collegiate level. Look at Jamarcus Russell for LSU a few years back. He won the BCS championship, is now considered the biggest bust of the decade. When you look at Tebow, you got to look at his skill set. He's a guy who doesn't have a big arm, he's inaccurate, and he looks to run first. He is simply not capable of playing under center at the NFL level. You got to remember that last season, the Broncos were a game out of the playoffs at 8-8 with Kyle Orton, and they just traded with Cleveland for Brady Quinn. They have no room for Tebow, and they don't need him. It was a wasted pick.
So, guys, in your opinion, who came out on top after this year's draft?
I'm going to have to say the Seattle Seahawks came out on top. After 2 straight seasons of less than 5 wins, they finally addressed their needs, and now they're definitely a contender. First round, they had 2 picks. They got a safety and a young offensive lineman, which will really help them the next year. They have a new coach, Pete Carroll, and they've also addressed their running back needs. They got Leon Washington from the Jets and Lendell White from the Titans.
By far, the Oakland Raiders had the best draft this year. The first round pick, they got Rolando McClain, the linebacker out of Alabama, and in the third round, with the 106th pick, they got the beast of a lineman, Bruce Campbell, who could have went as early as the first round. They got him 100 picks later. Not to mention, they also just traded for Redskins quarterback Jason Campbell, who is coming off by far his best season in the NFL, where he threw for over 3,500 yards and 20-plus touchdowns with less than 15 picks. The guy can win if he's in the right system. He just had a little bit of trouble in Washington, considering he had 5 different offensive coordinators, a terrible coach, and one of the worst lines in football around him. He has a new opportunity to have a fresh start. 5th-year vet, he knows what he's doing, and he's going to make the young receivers like Chaz Schillens, Johnny Lee Higgins, Lewis Murphy, and former first-round pick Darius Hayward-Bay better. That's why the Oakland Raiders were this year's big winners.
That's some good stuff, guys. We'll be back after these few short messages.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Hi, I'm Al Harrington, president and CEO of Al Harrington's Wacky Waving Inflatable Arm Flailing Tube Man Emporium and Warehouse. Thanks to a shipping error, I am now currently overstocked on Wacky Waving Inflatable Arm Flailing Tube Men, and I am passing the savings on to you! Attract customers to your business. Make a splash at your next presentation. Keep grandma company. Protect your crops. Confuse your neighbors. African American? Hail a cab. Testify in church or just raise the roof. Whatever your wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man needs are. So come on down to Al Harrington's Wacky Waving Inflatable Arm Flailing Tube Man Emporium and Warehouse. Route 2 in Weekapaug.
Speaking of wacky, can you guys believe that guy who vomited on that police officer's little girl at that Phillies game? I mean, apparently they got into some sort of dispute. The guy turned around, stuck his fingers down his throat, and vomited on the guy's little girl. Who does that? Moving away from football and towards golf, let's talk about Tiger Woods. He's a man we haven't been able to stop talking about for the past couple months, and now he's been trying to get back on task and get his career moving forward again. After his bad breakup with his wife Elin and multiple affairs with several different women, he's been trying to turn around that downward spiral. Yet one has to wonder, is his personal life taking a toll on his career? Last week after his return to the PGA Tour, he finished 4th in his outing. What's your opinion on this, Satch?
I mean, as a person, I don't condone his behavior in any way, and I disagree with a lot of his decisions, but it's not really any of my business, personally. I think I should look at him as more as an athlete and just judge him on his performance and how he does on the course. In his recent weekend, he was a little rusty, but he still managed to come in 4th place. So I'd like to see how he does in his next performance.
Satch, I could not disagree with you more. While yes, the guy is one of the, if not the best golfers to ever play the game, he's also a womanizer who single-handedly ruined his career, family, and public image by sleeping around with cheap women. The guy could have played golf, could have made money, could have kept his sponsors, but instead claims he's a sex addict and ruined everything. So yes, that's probably why his play at this weekend's PGA Tour was a little less than what we expect from Tiger, but he brought it all on himself.
But like I said before, I don't agree with his decisions, but according to the law, he didn't do anything wrong. This should have been kept a personal matter, and the media shouldn't have got involved. We should just let him play his game, and what goes on in his household is his business.
That's so untrue. Who cares if he didn't break a law? When you're internationally respected for the last decade, it's in your job description, unwritten of course, you need to withhold some public image. You have kids rooting for you. You have parents rooting for you. You can't go and do this. You're setting a terrible example. You need to be a role model if you're Tiger Woods. Who cares if he broke the law? He still did something wrong, and he still should be crucified for it. There's no reason he should go off scot-free for sleeping around, ruining a family, because then you're teaching kids that it's okay, and that you, because you're a celebrity, because you're a professional athlete, you can get away with anything. It's not true. So no, we do need to criticize him. We do need to make it publicly known. He does need to come out and apologize. Something needs to happen.
Dom, I see where you're coming from, and I agree with both of you as well. No wonder why we've been talking about Tiger Woods for the past couple months. It's a highly controversial issue. I look forward to seeing how everything turns out. Alright, moving on, we have another message from our sponsors.
The French
Do you
toast.
think I wouldn't find out about your little doo-doo head cootie queen?
Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lit girl?
Girl, you come
Overreacting.
No, Bill, overreacting was when I put your convertible into a wood chipper.
Stinky McStink face!
You Hoboken.
Fabulous! New Orbit Raspberry Mint cleans another dirty mouth. For a good clean feeling, no matter what.
And we're back. And it's that time again, guys. We're about to close up the show. We're going to go through our weekly review of this week's sports news.
Starting with the NBA playoffs, Dwayne Wade scores 46 points in Game 4 to prevent the Boston Celtics from sweeping his Miami Heat in the first round of the NBA playoffs. The Thunder, led by Kevin Durant, have evened the series against the Los Angeles Lakers 2-2 by holding Kobe Bryant to 5 of 12 shooting and only 12 points in Game 4 in their 20-point landslide against the Lakers. Moving to baseball, the Padres cap off an 8-game win streak led by thumper Adrian Gonzalez and are running away with the NL West. Ubaldo Jimenez throws the Rockies' first ever no-hitter against the Atlanta Braves, who are really struggling right now and just got swept by the Mets. Pirates pitcher Chris Jakubakis, after taking a line drive to the faceoff, slugger Lance Berkman was released from the hospital and is seeming to do okay. And moving to football, the 49ers have just signed undrafted running back out of Oregon, LeGarrette Blount, who is probably one of the best running backs in college football last year, but couldn't keep his temper under control, and that's why he went undrafted. They're going to take a risk, and they're going to hope it was worth the reward. Back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Dom, for that recap. That's all for this segment of Mike and Dom in the Morning. We look forward to another eventful week in sports. Tune in next Saturday.